Hey, this is Marks Washington, MTC Media. Look, so the Washington Wizards, I think, everyone knows that they have the worst record. But I will say there's some nuances in rebuilds, and we throw out the term tanking, at times reckless. Now, obviously, with Washington's roster, you know where they're going to finish up. But one of the things that you want to do with this tanking term is throw it out. Because whereas Washington's situation is different, or where Washington's situation does not fit the way people want to use the word tanking, is that they have guys that they're invested in the long haul, and they're giving them minutes, and they're giving them a lot of minutes, and they're giving them minutes together, they're giving them minutes apart. So it's a little bit different. It's more well planned out. It's not just, hey man, let's get a roster, let's throw a whole bunch of squirrely combinations out there to ensure that we're going to lose. That's actually not what Washington's doing. When you look at Sar, when you look at George, when you look at Bub, when you look at Koulibaly, those guys are guys that they're invested in the long haul, and to varying degrees. I mean, Koulibaly and Sar definitely they're on solid ground. Bub and Keontae George, I think they're invested in them through the rookie. We'll see when they get to the point of that 5th year option what happens there. But what they're doing is they are building experience of guys that they plan on keeping, not just emptying out the cupboard and then say, all right, well, we have this crappy record. Let's go try to get Cooper Flag. And so that's good. Now, Cooper Flag obviously is the person that the player that Washington would want for various reasons. It's not just on the court; it's off the court. Washington D.C. area is a very competitive market because you are competing for entertainment dollars. Some of those entertainment dollars are going to other sports teams, the Commanders, the Nats, the Caps, whatever. Some of those entertainment dollars might be going to the Kennedy Center. It might be going to these other places. That's the thing about the Washington D.C. area that's a little bit more complicated than other areas. Is the idea of one where a transient area, and two, with all the money in this area, the interest are varies. So even if the Wizards next year won, let's just say they won 50 games, the idea that all of a sudden all these Wizards fans will pop up, not sure. Now, they might pop up in way up on social media and stuff like that. But spending their money right now, they might be spending that money that they used to spend on the Wizards. They might spend it on a partial plan for the Nets now. And they're just not going to just drop it because the Wizards had one solid season. Or they might be spending it on another team, especially if the Commanders find their way back downtown at the RFK site. So it's more than just winning, and that's the complicated thing about this thing. Winning is the first step. Well, the first step is to put together a foundation that you can build upon. And then the winning comes and this stuff like that. Then you got to be interesting. So Cooper Flag plays in all of that. He plays in all of that. Now, if you don't get Cooper Flag and you want to get a solid player, I am a big fan of the two guys up at Rutgers for different reasons. I think that if you need a guy who can create and get the ball and run it off and stuff like that, it's Dylan Harper. Is Dylan Harper going to be some sort of dynamic scorer on the NBA level? No, he's not. Now, do it at Rutgers, he's not going to be there. Then you have Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey has the higher upside. He has more of an NBA body. He's more of a wing. He would have to get engaged defensively, which I do think on the NBA level he would. It's a little bit different when you're being asked to do that on the NBA level as opposed to on the college level where they're trying to just say go out and score. So sometimes that can be misleading. Now, sometimes that's who the person is, but sometimes that can be misleading to who they will ultimately be. So that would be a couple of solid choices for the Wizards. Also, now they might think that Ace Bailey is a repeated skill set, and there we're so far away from where so far away from that point to really delve into that. But I will say I would cool it with the tanking thing with the Wizards because I don't think this is necessarily tanking in the way people use the term. I view it as long-term investing, and that's something the Wizards has not done in years. It's Marcus Washington, DC.